Perfect. Okay. Wait, let me just. Okay. So first of all, I just want to say thank you all so much for being here tonight. Really thank yourselves for taking just one step of many that you're taking to learn more about what we can do to ensure a healthy and happy life. What we all have in common is that we know we want to live our best quality of life, which means we need to learn often and take the necessary steps. Your health doesn't get better by chance, it gets better with change. So I'm a part of a community. The person who invited you here tonight is a part of a community of like-minded individuals who are just making one simple change at a time for optimal health. So that's the goal here, really, just to inspire healthy living and how one change can make a world of difference. So the sad truth here is that we are unhealthy. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity are all part of our society in America today. And it's pretty sad. And I think a lot of that stems from poor diet. Right here it says, our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. It's pretty powerful there. Now, there are a couple things that are key factors to us being unhealthy. One is environmental toxins are increasing. So things that our bodies go through on a day-to-day basis that we may not notice, but it is going on and our bodies have to filter through. Things like pollution, plastics, prescriptions, things like that. And the second thing is that food quality is decreasing. So more than 50% of what Americans eat is processed. So some kind of chemical or industrial thing they do to the food to, make it last longer, look better, things that are actually more harm than good of natural food. So what can we do ourselves to be more healthy? Now I wanted to do some reflecting really quick with everybody. So out of this list here, what are some things which one or two of these you think you can actually work on more? For me, it's definitely exercise. I exercise. I love pickleball. I definitely kind of started slacking a little bit there. So I need to focus on that. Exercise is definitely one of the important things to get your body moving, to get your body flowing, your heart pumping. Think about how you feel after you exercise. I know I have tons of more energy after that exercise. 7 to 8 hours of sleep you need. You do a lot with your day every day. So we need to give our body and our mind that time to recharge and regroup for that next day. It's not good to be go, go, go all the time. We need time to recharge. Managing stress. A lot of people don't realize how much stress can really affect your health. So we need to start doing things ourselves that make us happy, things that we can do to manage that negative stress. I know I like to be outside. I like to watch the sunset, be in nature. That's what helps me de-stress. Drinking water. Your body is mostly made up of water, so it's important to give your body more of that water to flush out the toxins, as well as keep you hydrated. So a good tip for that is to just have a big water bottle next to you all day. Make sure it's always filled and drink as often as you can. Use safer products. So you got to start learning how to read labels, what's harmful in your skincare products, your hair care products, in your in your household cleaning products, so that we don't have anything that's harmful in them. And eating real food. So real food being whole food nutrition. Your body has this natural way of healing itself and functioning and going about its day. So it's important to give it the best fuel that you can for the best health. And that's fruits and vegetables. So I want to focus a little bit more on those fruits and vegetables. We all are told and we know that fruits and vegetables are good for us, but no one ever really goes into depth as to why, and we don't absorb that enough. We need to know that they all have their own healing properties, and experts actually agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. Another reflecting things, not to call anybody out, but let's think on your day. So how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you think you had today? Do a couple answers in the chat there. for me, I definitely could have ate more fruits today.
Are we to answer that?
Oh, yeah, in the chat.
Okay.
um, so we actually need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. So if your answer wasn't in that realm, it's okay, but now you're learning it's so important to have more. That's a minimum number too. So 7 being a small child, 13 a male who exercises. So wherever you may fall in that range, that's how many times you need to eat fruits and vegetables and berries, half of your plate, the wide rainbow, every single day. That's a lot. I mean, and I don't think I've done that. Like I can't eat that many fruits and vegetables, but um, knowledge is key. So why do we need to eat so many of these fruits and vegetables? Well, the produce is picked before nutrition fully develops. So when it's picked before it's ripe, it's not all intact. And they do that and it's transported over thousands of miles to go in your stores and um, things like that. So 90% of Americans actually don't eat enough servings. I know I'm one of them. I was one of them. But as I was learning, I knew that I needed to start adding more. So we really do need to be spending more time in the produce section. It's hard, and it's hard in our society. It's hard for individuals to be mindful of that, and I don't even think I knew that or had my eyes open until I was shown, and I am learning so much about the power of fruits and vegetables. So a switch in my brain went off. Once you make that mind switch to, okay, these aren't just good for me, they're important for me, then you'll start to make some changes. Um, so I actually have been inspired and learning so much from Sharon. I wanted to call on her for a little bit to speak.
Hi, you guys. I've been sharing this for quite a while. So, Gabby was someone who has been learning a lot, and I love for everybody to hear from anybody who's new and learning because it's just so exciting. And so, she's learning about oxidative stress, and I want you guys to make sure you learn this too. It's something that really hit home for me 22 years ago. It's almost 22 years where I was a super bad eater and I was eating whatever. I wasn't really thinking about nutrition. And I started to learn about oxidative stress. And one of the things I learned is that every day that you don't have enough fruits and vegetables, it's like standing in front of an x ray machine. There's that much damage to your cells. There's actually 10,000 oxidative hits a day on all your different cells. So it could be skin cells, it could be brain cells. If you look up any disease or disorder, you're going to see that oxidative stress is linked to it. It's like a main foundational thing. So what happens is just as we're breathing and living, we have just a certain amount of oxidative stress. And what happens is there's a byproduct called free radicals or mutagenic oxidants. They hit on your good cells, those 10,000 oxidative hits. Well, you're going to have a certain amount of oxidative stress, but you need to have antioxidants. That's what actually combats that oxidative stress and neutralizes it. So the antioxidants from fruits and vegetables come in to your body and actually neutralize that. So you might see people who look like they've had a quote hard life. They've had more oxidative stress than they've had antioxidants. Even athletes need to be careful because they're creating more oxidative stress. It's great they're exercising, but that's more oxidative stress. You need to have even more antioxidants. So that's one of the things I learned early on. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is such real world information. I wanted to tell a lot of people about it. Go ahead, Gabby, to the next one. The other thing I like people to realize is that in an apple is 10,000 nutrients, and a multivitamin, it's like 30. Okay, so a lot of people try to bridge the gap between what they are eating and what we should be eating by taking a multivitamin, but it barely scratches the surface. And our doctors in our community, which you'll learn more about, they say we don't have a vitamin deficiency. We actually have a whole food deficiency. So when you have kale, you're having 10,000. When you have spinach, you're having 10,000. So sometimes if you go to the doctor's office, especially women, You know, a doctor might prescribe calcium and they'll also prescribe magnesium to go along with it to help it absorb. But in fact, like green leafy vegetables, it doesn't just have the magnesium, it has boron, phosphorus, vitamin K, other things that help that calcium stay in your bones. So it's important to have the whole food. And that's why a lot of people turn to juicing, or they know that we're supposed to be eating so many fruits and vegetables, but they just can't or won't. Like me today, that was convicting. I thought back, okay, I had avocado. I did throw in like a whole pint of blueberries into my smoothie, which is plant-based. And also we have an awesome solution we're going to share with you that I, of course, take every day. But as far as eating fruits and vegetables, it's hard even for a stay-at-home vegetarian, you know? You could go to the next one, Gabby. So as she said, you know, they're so important they could actually save your life. That's what Time Magazine said back in 2003. That's why people turn to juicing. They're trying to cram as many of those phytonutrients as possible because you want to have all the different colors, preferably vine ripened, and all the variety, preferably dark and dense ones too, you know. Iceberg lettuce, I'm sure you know, is not the same as kale. So you want to choose the darker ones as much as possible. So this is the poster that really hit home for me many years ago. It's the American Cancer Society poster. Look what they put on there for reducing your risk. It used to be their poster way back when said, look for fast growing moles, don't smoke, things like that. But then they changed their poster to eat lots of fruits and vegetables and look at the different colors. So that's what helps us to prevent cancer. If you look up any disease or disorder, it's going to be one of the very first recommendations to eat lots of fruits and vegetables. So even though, like for me, I'd rather eat chocolate cake, we have to eat the fruits and vegetables to help protect our cells. And then the benefit is you feel so much better too. So thankfully, a friend of mine told me about this one simple change many years ago, and it's a way to get the fruits, the vegetables, and the berries and into capsule form or chewable form. And it really did make a huge difference for me. I used to have major allergies where I got allergy shots. I used to have a Kleenex in my hand all the time. I used to be totally drained. I used to have bumps on the backs of my arms, tops of my legs. It was all nutrition. It was poor nutrition, and I was actually suppressing my immune system all the time because I was having sugar, caffeine, things like that. So this just kind of took me on a much better path where actually I then started to crave better foods as well. Because once you start taking it, you actually crave better foods. So you can get acerola cherries, beets, peach, apple, pineapple, lemon peel, cranberry, date, orange, mango, and prune in the fruit blend. In the vegetable blend, it's beet, broccoli, rice bran, cabbage, lemon peel, parsley, carrot, garlic, kale, spinach, tomato. And then in the berry blend, it's artichoke, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, cranberry, elderberry, blueberry, cocoa, Concord grape, pomegranate, and raspberry. So in a day, you can have all that. And it's proven, so you do know it gets absorbed in the body and it goes to work on that oxidative stress within 28 days. And so we might talk a little bit more about that later. So Juice Plus is at the peak of ripeness, pulverized. So sometimes they use the peels, the seeds, and the peels, the seeds, I can't think, and there's something else. I can't think. Maybe you remember, Gabby, but anyway, they use whatever they can from the actual fruit or vegetable. Peels, seeds, and there's one more, leaves. Leaves. Okay. And then we also have a full spectrum omega, which is very plant-based and they don't harm the fish, which I understand is not very sustainable right now, the fish that they're using for fish oil. So this is instead of fish oil. And then I love to talk about the complete shake too. I'm not sure if I was supposed to or not, Gabby, but I'm taking it because I live on the complete shake. So I am a vegetarian. This is one of the ways in which I get lots of protein every day from plant sources. So sometimes people will take a protein smoothie, but they're not really thinking nutrition. This is an actual smoothie that gives you nutrition. So we have this lady, Dr. Pam Popper of Wellness Forum, and she's worldwide, and she collects samples or logs of what people eat for breakfast. And she says, hands down, this is like the best meal that you could have. And it keeps your blood sugar stable, it keeps you satiated, it has the best ingredients, it has sprouts, it has ancient grains, it has water washed, non genetically modified soy, which is closer to edamame and closer to what the Okinawans eat, and they live to be, like 100. And so I have been consuming that for 22 years, and so have my children and my husband. I can't say enough about it. I use it every single day, and I also use it even later on. So it keeps everything flowing. It's got the fiber and everything, but it also keeps your blood sugar very stable. And it's great for adding, making protein balls, making waffles, making smoothie bowls, besides having a shake.
That's something I love about the shakes is that I have such a sweet tooth. So if I needed to make something healthy that can also
Right.
satisfy those cravings, the shakes are perfect for that.
Right.
The so the plant-based omegas, this has actually become one of my favorite products. When you think of omegas, omega-3, you think about fish, right? People think when they eat fish, they get omegas. Well, you do, but the fish get their omegas straight from the source, from the algae. So Juice Plus was like, okay, why don't we just go straight to that source? So the algae oil, sea buckthorn berry oil, pomegranate seed oil, raspberry seed oil, safflower seed oil, and tomato seed oil, all full spectrum omegas. So it's 100% plant based, pure and sustainable, vegan capsules as well. Really great for your heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. For me, I definitely saw that in my skin. My face has been more clear. For me, another thing I noticed, I'm not sure if it's just the omegas or if it's everything, but my nails have been stronger and longer. I don't have to, I don't put tips on them anymore. They're strong. So I do love the omegas. And I'm not a person who eats fish, so I never got as much omegas as I should. So this is why I loved this one and that it's plant based. So what does Juice Plus do? So it's a bridge to help bridge the gap between what you might eat and what you should be eating. So, um, it's really easy to eat the foods on the left. I'm the kind of person who order a salad and get a side of fries because I love my fries. And I'll never say no to pizza. But with Juice Plus, you're getting those 30 different fruits, vegetables, berries, the omegas, and even more plants with the shakes every single day, which helps you add more of that to your diet. I did like fruits and vegetables. Now I love them. So with my for my story, I 7 months ago I subconsciously knew I needed to added something more to my diet. I was not eating the correct foods enough. So I went and bought beet powder. I added that to my waters just to get a little bit more something into my body. And I was introduced to Juice Plus, and I actually was watching something very similar to this, and a light bulb went off. It makes sense. You want to always have more plants, and this was a way for me to do that as well as sometimes maybe eat what I want to eat. But what I noticed as soon as I started taking Juice Plus, literally like a week after, was the cravings, like Sharon was saying. I never would go to an orange, but I started eating oranges as a snack. I started having apples and peanut butter as a snack. I wanted to go and get more fruits and vegetables, and that really helped with my cravings. Another thing I noticed was, oh, sorry. Another thing I noticed was um, I wasn't feeling as bloated as I used to. And another thing was inflammation. So my ankles, I used to have this weird thing about my ankles, and that kind of helped out a little bit. Digestion, I was having more regular bathroom visits, and just from there feeling more confident and just being more mindful with what I was putting into my body with this jumpstart. And I've never been extremely unhealthy. Thinking back, I never ate like I should. Um, and I know I'm young, but 100% I feel the best I've ever felt, especially with energy. Sometimes I would have those random moments of being lazy or lethargic. my days go by a lot smoother now that I'm getting more plants into my body. Now, sorry. So it's never too late to say yes. My family said yes. Actually, a couple of them got to receive Juice Plus for free. And this is because something I love about the company is they have this Healthy Starts for Families program. Now, it really does start with the children. It's really important to teach them that eating healthy is really good for you. So children ages 4 through 18, along with full-time college students, receive Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years with a paying adult sponsor. And this is some of the stuff that they were reporting. They're missing fewer days of school, taking fewer over-the-counter or prescription drugs, drinking more water, visiting the doctor less. That's an awesome one. They're getting less sick. I'm seeing in the community their parents' children are actually asking them for broccoli and eating salads. I never ate like that as a kid, so it was surprising to me, which is really awesome. Um, so one of the questions I always get asked is, why is Juice Plus different? What makes it so unique? These are definitely the main ones. So there's many. It's food. It's not a multivitamin, so it's got a food label. It doesn't have that vitamin label. It's made with non-GMO ingredients, vegan, kosher, dairy, and gluten-free. And then it's NSF certified, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a third-party validation that what's on your label is in your bottle, and what's in your bottle is on your label. So it's checked by a third party. And then they also have an NSF for sport certified capsules. If you're a professional athlete, they make sure that your product is clean. And then it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. So there's over 35, probably over 40 now, peer-reviewed, published clinical studies. And this is what really grabbed me, because I know I needed to understand my product. If I'm going to be putting something in my body, I want to make sure it's beneficial and it's trusted. So that's why so many doctors have been attracted to it, and there are so many research studies on this. So gold standard research is randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled, tested on the product itself, human clinical trials, and it's published in peer-reviewed journals at leading hospitals and universities all over. And um, this is what some of the research has actually showed with the, sorry, I'm blanking really quick. Sharon, I'm going to call on you to explain this slide really quick.
Okay. Well, it's my favorite. So I'm like wondering, is she going to call me on this? Because I love it. Okay, so when I started, like I said, there were only 3 studies. I think I said that. I don't remember. But anyway, now there's over 40 studies. And you can see at the top, those are all actual peer-reviewed medical journals. And so it was done on people with using Juice Plus. There might be other I mean, there's thousands of other products out there, and they might even say there's research. So you want to check them on that. You want to say, is it actually on the product? Number one. So you want it to be product specific research. And was it done on humans? And is it actually in a peer-reviewed medical journal? Most likely the answer is going to be no. And then, they probably don't have 40 studies. So Juice Plus really stands alone. They've always wanted to stand alone. They've been around for over 25 years. They're the largest selling nutritional product in a capsule in the world and the most researched. You can even ask Siri if you want to. So I actually have a degree in science, and when I looked at the p-values and the effectiveness and the significance and all that stuff, is like, oh, these are really good studies. And there were only 3 at the time. And the main 3 I love. Number one, it gets absorbed in the body within 7 days. Your antioxidant levels go up. More importantly, you want that oxidative stress to go down, and that happens within 28 days. And that really is a culprit to damaging your DNA, making you age faster, things like that. So you want to slow that process down. And so that happens within 28 days. And then because the oxidative stress is slowed down, you don't have as much damage to your DNA. And DNA is like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy on a copy machine, if you've ever done that, the copy doesn't look so good after a while, right? Well, that's what happens with DNA. We have a little bit of strand breakage all the time when it replicates. And actually, with Juice Plus, they've had 3 different studies showing less DNA strand breakage, different percentages for different populations, different times, but always significant results and always objective. Measured by like a machine that measures strand breakage at a university or medical center. And then the very third study that I love is on the immune system, which is very applicable to today. We all need to have a very strong immune system. And what happens within 80 days, your T cells are up and your natural killer cells are up. Who doesn't want that? So, and then, for smokers, they can't necessarily make them stop smoking, but they can take away some of that oxidative stress. It lowers homocysteine levels in smokers and better pulmonary function. Who doesn't want their lungs to work better? So that was another study or two. They used it on ovarian cancer patients at MD Anderson Cancer Center. They used our shake and they used Juice Plus, and they found better protein status and also less recurrence of the cancer compared to norm. And then they also looked at 5 different studies of cardiovascular wellness, and Juice Plus helped with all those different things like calcium deposit, cholesterol, blood pressure, things like that. There's studies, you can read them on juiceplus.com. And then healthy inflammatory response. When you get a cut, all of a sudden, your cells go to work, your immune system, and it creates some inflammation. Well, you don't want that all the time. That's chronic systemic inflammation, which a lot of people with autoimmune disorders have. And so this actually has been shown to help reduce chronic systemic inflammation too. So really, really important stuff. And that's what happens when you eat lots of fruits and vegetables. The problem is that we don't always do that every single day. And this is a great solution for that. So I like to say it's not like buying a vitamin or a supplement, it's like buying a better body. And here's the actual research to go along with that.
So this is the Tower Garden. So like we were saying, we have to get a lot more plants into our body. So this is a product that they offer that you can actually grow your own produce right in your house or on your back porch, which it uses 98% less water. There's no dirt, 90% less space. Mine is right in my kitchen next to my table. 30% more yield, 3 times faster, safe, and nutritious. So what I love about the Tower Garden is that I can go and pick right from my tower what I need to eat when I want to eat something, make a salad. And I know I'm the only person touching it. I know it's very fresh. When I first tried my lettuce from my Tower Garden, it was very fresh. Um, and you're actually saving some money from when you're spending in the grocery store for produce. You can actually just grow some of your own. So I actually really love the Tower Garden. And then Juice Plus is affordable. So I know it was rough for me at first, like, okay, $75 a month, another payment I have to forward to. But like Sharon said, you're buying a better body. So you are spending this money towards towards your health. And to me, that's the best thing. It's only $2.50 a day if you put it in perspective, which is not a lot. No, Sharon told me once before, try to take $2.50 and go to the grocery store and get all that variety of fruits, vegetables, and berries. And I'm like, okay, you're right. It is free for kids with a sponsoring adult, which for a lot of families can be a big help. And then for the shakes, you get a box of 60 servings, which is just $2.33 per serving. And think about when you go to like Smoothie King or Starbucks and you get like a drink from there, it's so expensive, like $4 or $5. You can make your own at home for a lot less. And it's nutritional and trusted. And then the omegas are just $1 a day. So another thing that I love about this company is that there's a lot of community. They're always offering resources for you to, use and guide you for better health. The cookbooks are really great. Personalized support. We always do events, different kind of live events, and supportive online accountability groups, lots of educational tools and webinars. So they're always looking out for your best interests in your health and give you all these tools. So good nutrition equals results. So what you're going to put into your body is what you're going to get out of it. So if you're going for a goal, you're going to want to eat healthy. For a result, it will happen once you be consistent. So we like to say that this is a gift. It really, truly is. And I love that I'm able to share this with all of you. I've made it my purpose to share this with my family and friends, which has been really gratifying with all of the wonderful things that has come to their health from it. And that's where the joy is for me, knowing it's done so many great things for them. Now I am able to share much deeper than just my friends and family and see how far I can go, because everyone deserves to have that chance of having something in their life to provide hope. We can be healthy and happy if we just say yes to learning how. So that is special and really the gift I want to give. So I also wanted to mention that if you loved what you heard and you were thinking about all the people in your life that you could share it with, we invite you to actually join our mission. It's a gift that you could be giving as just as much as you're receiving. So I just want to thank you all so much again for taking the time out of your night to be with us. We encourage you all to get back with the person who invited you, ask them questions, tell them what you're excited about, tell them what you thought. They wanted you here for a reason.